Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Two gunmen who killed 15 people at Bondi Beach in Sydney have been named in local media as Sajid Akram and his son Naveed. Police earlier confirmed the gunmen were father and son. The older man died at the scene. His son, pictured during the attacks, is in a critical condition. The shootings targeted Jewish people attending a Hanukkah event. The victims include a 10-year-old girl, a British-born rabbi, a retired police officer and a Holocaust survivor. The father of bystander Ahmed Al-Ahmed, who has been described as a hero as he was filmed wrestling the gun off an attacker, said he was driven by conscience and humanity. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says the attackers were not part of a terror cell, but clearly were motivated by extremist ideology.
We are satisfied that we have 6 firearms from the scene yesterday, but also as a result of the search warrant at the Campsie address. Ballistics and forensic investigation will determine this morning that those 6 firearms are the 6 that were licensed to that man, but also that they were used in the offence yesterday.
Thank you to innocent bystanders and civilians who stood up, risked their own lives to save other people's lives. This is a terrible, wanton act of destructive violence, but there are still amazing people that we have in Australia, and they showed their true colours last night.
What we saw yesterday was an act of pure evil, an act of anti-Semitism, an act of terrorism on our shores in an iconic Australian location, Bondi Beach, that is associated with joy, associated with families gathering, associated with celebrations.
Flash floods have killed at least 37 people in Morocco's coastal Safi region, according to state-owned television. Cars and mounds of rubbish were seen sweeping through the main port city of Safi after torrential rain hit on Sunday. Dozens of people have been receiving treatment in hospital for their injuries, and at least 70 homes have been inundated in the old city centre. Moroccan authorities say search and rescue missions are still underway. Figures from Hollywood and US politics have paid tribute and expressed shock after the acclaimed director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were found dead in their Los Angeles home. Police launched a homicide investigation after saying a 78-year-old man and 68-year-old woman were pronounced dead at a house in an upmarket neighbourhood of LA on Sunday. Reiner is known for directing classic films in a variety of genres, including When Harry Met Sally, This Is Spinal Tap, Stand By Me, Misery and A Few Good Men. He was also known for championing liberal causes and democratic politics. Hong Kong pro-democracy campaigner and media tycoon Jimmy Lai has been found guilty of colluding with foreign forces under the city's controversial national security law. The 78-year-old UK citizen, who has been in jail since December 2020, pleaded not guilty. He faces life in prison and is expected to be sentenced early next year. The court ruled Lai used his now defunct Apple Daily newspaper as part of a wider effort to lobby foreign governments to impose sanctions on Hong Kong and China. Rights groups have called it a cruel judicial farce. Chile has elected the far-right-wing José Antonio Cast to be its next president after an election campaign that was dominated by themes of security, immigration and crime. Cast beat the governing left-wing coalition candidate Ginette Yara decisively with more than 58% of the vote in his third attempt at running for president. It marks the biggest shift to the right since the end of Chile's military dictatorship in 1990. Cast has openly praised Chile's former right-wing dictator Augusto Pinochet. And football superstar Lionel Messi has wrapped up his 3-day tour in India after a chaotic opening in Kolkata. On Monday, thousands of fans gathered in Delhi Stadium to get a glimpse of the Argentina and Inter Miami forward. It was a much more celebratory atmosphere than on Saturday when angry fans vandalised a Kolkata stadium because they only got to see a brief appearance of the former Barcelona star. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.